What's up, Internet? Welcome back to the Type QQ Gaming channel. And we're diving back into An Oath to the Stars. Pretty balls hard game the first time we looked at it. However, it is kind of forgiving on its lives and continues. So the hardest part I feel is this game is going to be one CCing it. Even on easy for me, I think is going to be a near impossible task. However, we can at least kind of credit through and be a scumlord and see if we can at least reach the credits and or at least do better than we did in the last run. One of the surprising notes that I found in this run was that in the last run I said you can stick with the rapid fire for the small enemies and go to the laser for the big tough enemies. But you know what? I think you can never underestimate the power of the sort of rapid fire spread shot here. It is surprisingly strong, and I think we'll go through it real quick as I kind of turn away from the laser early on in this fight. With the laser you do get like a concentrated beam on the enemy, but check that out. As we were just faced a few of the enemies prior to it with the laser, we can still chunk down these enemies rather quickly with just the spread fire. I mean, I think maybe we can just dedicate the laser just to destroying bosses, when they're weak points, during those fights. Other than that, as you can see right here, you can kind of take down just about any enemy in pretty good time with just your spread shot. Yeah, not too shabby. Which is kind of surprising. You see a lot of these games that have different options. The laser usually is the sort of, death hammer, nothing lives past whatever, when it's being shot down with a laser. But particularly not in this game, where the spread shot is still probably, higher DPS thing, but maybe not really when it comes to the boss fights with these sort of cores once they're exposed. And for the people who haven't seen the first video, how these boss fights work is that they usually have these sort of weakened areas or these shell areas you kind of have to expose and break first, and then as you can see, they kind of expose the sort of area that can be damaged. So with this one in particular, you have to shoot those sort of areas with the pink dots, and there it is. Jesus Christ, there goes our first one, our first credit right there. If you want to know just how bad we are at this game, there it is. Absolute garbage, right? But we make quick work, and like I was saying before, the game is awfully generous when it comes to staying in the game and not game over. And I think it gives you like 3 continues per stage, so it's like I was saying, it's certainly doable to reach credits, but very hard to do that on one continue. Granted, you're given like 18 of them to finish up the game, but yeah, sometimes it feels like I use every last one of them, Yeah, and these enemies that usually in the last run I think we use the laser on, we're killing them awfully quick with just the spread shot. Surprising, but it is a pleasant surprise, so we can kind of stick to one weapon and kind of do a cure-all to everything. And you can kind of hang tight in those guys and take them down rather easy. Good stuff, really. I guess in some ways, I guess that's why you just kind of have to, keep your options open, keep trying different things. And the double lasers are just get me every time. And here we are with the introduced sort of like blitz enemies with other sort of chunkier enemies. Certainly, you kind of, as much as I'd like to shoot everything down, you do kind of have to pick your battles, or else you just get swarmed. But this boss is, I think, rather difficult. I mean, not only does it, have a barrage kind of shooting everywhere, it's also kind of moving, up and down, kind of keeping you on your toes, keeping you moving, as well as it's shooting around. So it's, yeah, certainly just a crediting machine. But luckily it is kind of so easy to weaken and defeat that, if you were to kind of rush it, and sort of berserk him, you certainly can. But yeah, it's just a pretty unforgiving boss. But yeah, as ugly as that fight is, that's it. Yeah, there's a couple bosses. That one, and as well as the one with the rings, are probably the two hardest bosses in this game. Oh, yeah, it's these lasers, man, lasers. This game and their lasers. I'd like to think one of these times I'm going to kind of foresee some of them and kind of avoid crashing into them or getting shot down by them. Getting real busy, but did a pretty decent job minimizing damage. And luckily that second laser does kind of phase away before it gets too close. Double laser. Luckily, looks like we kind of, I was going to say escaped dying, but it looks like we kind of got too close and got nudged to death, I guess, is the proper way of describing that. Another credit in, my god. Alright, and here's that sort of, I don't know, I kinda want to say he's like a fingers. He just has many fingers, or maybe like a cluster of bananas. But probably the boss that I have the most experience with, just because he was showcased in the demo, so. Although it doesn't make me any better playing against him, I guess. Although it's good to see that he has different sort of bullet patterns during each phase. That first one probably could be one of the harder ones. And there it is. That's that boss. Certainly not very good looking fights, but getting through them all together, you know, I mean, if we were going for the 1cc, that would have ended at the first level. Sadly enough. I know. I hope other people are getting sort of better experiences than I am. Not saying this is a bad experience, but yeah, hopefully people are getting deeper in the game in their sort of quest for the 1cc. I am absolutely garbage at this game. I don't know, maybe going with the sort of rapid fire isn't the right answer. I mean, it seems to be killing things faster for me, but maybe it's just an optical illusion on my end. Some really shit play, too. Shouldn't really be running into things I have been running into. Oh. The lasers just... and death by lasers just does not end. Ugh. Not pretty no matter how you cut it, really. Alright, and I believe this is that sort of circular or spherical boss. Yeah, here we are. Yeah, more or less circular. With these sort of shells that you can kind of break off of it. Or they rather separate, really. I think that's kind of how... Yeah. Sort of this giant evil cinnamon roll that you kind of have to unravel. And really playing the more conservative, defensive route here without really trying to rush things and crushing myself against, you know, parts of the boss that I really shouldn't be. And a rare escape there as well, which you really have no business pulling off, but luckily it just seemed to happen. I mean, doing a decent job down below, kind of evading all the death coming down, and even getting in there close before being crushed there. But not an easy pattern with this either, but just kind of having the right sort of timing down. But sadly, just kind of having the timing down for our bullets, but not really. There we go. Say an opening to attack the boss, and then just kind of rushing him down as quick as we can. While we still have some invincibility frames coming from the last death. So, at the very least now, we can say that we've defeated a boss that game overed us last time, and we're kind of on new ground. So there's that. what's scary is that some of these enemies, these little tiny enemies, that if you don't get them quick, they can go behind you and then shoot again. You'll see like some of these enemies or some of these bullets that are shot up from the bottom up to the top, and it's pretty, yeah, it can get pretty hairy if you don't take care of them. Pretty nifty dodge there, I would say. It's one of the few chances that, you know, you see something, you plan on doing it, it actually turns out. Yeah, there's some of that second fire stuff that is just ugly. Oh, never going to dodge these lasers. It's never going to happen. I have no idea what's wrong with my brain when it comes to them, you know? I think sometimes the laser speed is a little faster than the ship maneuverability, and I'm maybe just not used to the timing of it, but all the same, it seems like anyone who has a laser, I'm just moth to the flame, you know? Lucky to not be punished there. However, kind of crushed against the screen there by that laser. All right, and what seems to be the final boss. Sort of our friend that was betrayed us during this war. So in this fight, which more or less is a standout from the other ones, you don't necessarily have like weak points you need to shoot down. You just do your damage and that's it. Or at the very least, that's how I fought the fight, you know? And there we go. Rather easy final boss considering the last two bosses had a lot more challenge to them. But defeated Shioko. And a little ending movie scene here. So come to find out, she wasn't in the mecha cockpit. Well then, that's kind of a twist to the story. Kind of leaves everything off on a cliffhanger as well, you know. You know, we were betrayed, you know, at war from a friend, and we were kind of hunting her down to get answers and maybe, you know, exact some revenge. But come to find out, there's some other big plan going on that she's going to explain to us later on. I am not sure if that's going to be in like horror modes, or maybe that's kind of cluing into a sequel. I really don't know. But yeah, glad we at least got to the credits, you know, even if we did kind of credit feed the whole time. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Feel free to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, do all that stuff, and we'll come back and play some more.